Okay, so I'm here with my friend Iván Manzanilla, and I would like to ask you what your relationship to music is, or tell me a little bit about how you got started with music.
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much, Liz. So nice to see you here and talk to you. Yeah, well, I started kind of early with music in the sense that my parents were really into music, although they are not musicians. But we always had music, and particularly folk music. It was something that they liked because they
That's
met
nice.
each other dancing actually folk music from Mexico.
Oh,
So
wow.
so yeah, I had like lots of traditional music around, and I would hear it just like that and just be familiar with it. And at some point, during my time as a teenager, I started listening to pop music and rock, and I thought, oh yeah, maybe I like to play the drums.
Uh-huh.
So, so wanted to be a drummer, but funny enough, at the music school, the professional music school in Mexico City, there was no career for drums and playing, so I went into
Oh,
percussion.
okay.
I went to,
Logical.
yeah, it was something like that this is the only option that it is, and you only have to buy a pair of sticks and one drum. So that was much cheaper for my parents than buying a
Yeah,
piano or a violin or a cello, whatever.
that's kind
So
of perfect.
yeah, it happened like that, and then I started hearing more and more music and seeing people play and seeing
Yeah.
like older colleagues playing in music ensembles, and yeah, I fell in love with that activity of making music with percussion instruments.
I
Yeah.
remember working stage crew and helping you guys move the instruments several times at 11 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah, exactly. We are the first ones to arrive and the last ones to go home.
Exactly. I mean, I can see from there, basically, your life was just percussion after that, right? And you went into, and when one plays percussion, one often ends up in this sort of experimental modern music because so much music was written. I
Mhm.
mean, the older music is just like playing a few drums in the symphony or whatever. But when you really want to be a performer as a percussionist, you very often end up playing these more experimental or modern composers' pieces.
Exactly. Yeah, I think for
Yeah.
me, I mean, I since my background, not having like a strong classical music background at home, for me, classical music was something very beautiful, but also kind of far away from my experience
Mhm.
in the. And so I did have some experiences, of course, in school, like playing in orchestra and playing in professional orchestras even,
Yeah.
and which was very, very beautiful because the sound of 80 people, going together in this music, it was very exciting. And then you have a little part where you play. Usually, when you're young, then you get to play like the triangle, a
Hmm.
couple of notes, and you are very nervous about it because the music is so huge.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
super precise, and yeah, you play things and it's fun and everything, but I was always more curious about doing more stuff, like
Yeah.
being more in the music and doing more music and not counting so many rest bars.
why don't you tell people about yourself?
Well, I'm a percussionist, as we know, and well, I was born in Mexico City, and I studied there. Then I came to the US and studied a master's and a doctoral degree in percussion performance, especially contemporary music, in a school that was very, very devoted to this kind of music. And I was lucky to have a teacher that's like world known and very important.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my one of my dreams, you know, having studied with someone that's so important and doing music that I really like, that I'm so curious about. And so I went to live to Switzerland after my DMA degree. I lived there for 7 years, and then I came back to Mexico, where I started teaching at the University of Guanajuato and playing with many people in Mexico City and in different places. I have a duo which has been going on for 15 years already. It's a clarinet and percussion duo, and I was also invited to play with different ensembles in Mexico.
Do you compose?
I don't.
No, I was just curious.
No, I don't. I improvise.
Oh, that's good.
Improvising. I
That's
like improvising very much. It's like a very important part of what I do. For me, it was always more interesting to look at more pieces or modern music where percussion instruments were really important, or were the main element of the music, and that kept me kind of wanting to go to new kind of languages that I didn't understand. And non-understanding was very interesting to me.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, how we knew each other through music. I mean, we were just basically, everyone was sort of living in the music department, right? We were always there, always practicing, always going to concerts, always watching each other perform or playing in ensembles. I mean, that's
my, I was thinking about that also, and my recollection of you in the music department, and how I don't remember exactly how we met, of course.
Me neither. Exactly.
We were around there, but we were there, like you said. Like there are always concerts. Almost every night there will be something going on.
I know.
And everyone would go to listen to other people play, or to perform. I remember you wrote also one time a percussion piece.
Stephen Schick did ask me to write a piece for Redfish Bluefish, and that was, just to clarify for the people, it's a percussion ensemble, and you were playing in Redfish Bluefish. So at one point you did play my piece. Yes, and I found the recording of that. Actually, it's a little damaged, unfortunately, but I just found it the other day.
I would love to hear it if you have it.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Yeah. Yes. And the third thing, I guess, was, what are your goals in music right now?
Yeah, at some point, I mean, I still want to get better at teaching, for example, which is because it's something I'm going to do. I'm going to do, and I enjoy doing it. And I think, one has to all the time, being more and more proactive in learning new ways of communicating with the students and thinking about music and how to help them find their way, their path. And, the other thing that I want to do is to play certain music that I'm interested in, and not so much like the important classics that are out there in the literature of percussion music. Some of them are really beautiful, and I love to play them once in a while. There are some other pieces from, like, I don't know, unknown composers or people closer to me, which I feel I should play, and I enjoy that, because when you have a personal relationship to someone, then the music has a different meaning, and
absolutely.
That's, I think that's really, really, really important to keep those close contacts alive and going. Probably the third one will be to write more about what I have been doing, because I have been playing a lot and people know that I play, but I actually want to spend more time kind of taking all these
It's a good idea.
and put them down into writing, and share that with people, with students. And I thank you so much for this conversation.
I was just going to say as well, thank you. I've learned things, and I think everyone's going to find it super interesting. So thanks a lot. I will stop the recording now. So thank you, Iván.
No, my pleasure. Thank